Oh, we've got another recording in broadcast. I should be a voiceover artist, don't you think? Right then, people.
Right.
It's me. I'm back again. I'm back with Jena Rodriguez today. Woohoo! I love this woman, and not just because she's my fellow sea sister and we're both born on the same day, which is obviously just brilliant.
I mean, December 6th, people.
Yeah, Sagittarian fire.
Yeah.
Right. So, Jena, welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the AUTHORity MasterMind collection. Oh my God.
I was a guest before I even knew.
Yes, you were.
I was. Just say yes. Yeah. Thank you.
No, you're so welcome. Yeah. Well, like I was saying to Janice when we were doing it, and Robert and Pete, and they like it's when we had our first team call, I actually said to everybody that I wrote down all the names. And this is one of the things that we do when we step into our authority. We know exactly what it is we want. We know exactly what we were here to serve. Bring awareness to, and who we were here to serve. And I knew that I had to have Jena on the team for module 5 because this woman, oh my gosh, this woman, one of the things that we do as authors, and trust me, after 14 books, I still go through this. It's like I write that final full stop and I'm like, oh, I just wrote a book. And then I get really excited and then I go, oh my God, is this book going to be good? I mean, I still go through the imposter syndrome, but this lady, Jena Rodriguez, the lady who designed the ego hacks, and you're an emotional scientist. That is such a cool title. Tell us a bit about that, Jena.
Yeah. So what I've just recognized in all of my life is that I love to look at things from pattern, I'm like constantly looking at behavior and psychology and the emotional makeup of human beings. And I'm treating it as like that experiment, and I'm the guinea pig, people. So I'm always in the scientist part of me is like, it's like the researcher, the recognizer of the patterns. I mean, I work with so many people, and it's like every call is a reflection of like what I need to see, what I need to learn, and then therefore I can then assimilate it and pull it back and give it to others. And so that title, like emotional scientist, it's like I believe that where we go off the rails is within our emotional intelligence and the lack of, or the mastery of, or what have you. And so I just started to see like my work is around like raising levels of consciousness is also peeling back the emotional layers that we have, and embracing the emotional layers and and all of that. And trust me, I was the person that was the strong one. Don't show emotion. Like I got to be strong. I can't be weak. I've gone through all this.
I was the alpha.
The alpha, the masculine energy. And now to be able to help people like heal their emotional wounds in the process of ascension is huge. And of course, I'm doing it for myself. I'm always working on it. I just told you before our call, I'm like, oh, this week's been ugly. I was like one of my ugliest weeks. Oh man, I mean, like in the dirt on Monday, right? And yet that feeds my scientist information, right? It's like, what was that? Can I be with that in myself? Because it was freaking painful, can I tell you? But I'm coming out on the other side of this going, wow, I'm still here, and it's really juicy, and like I'm seeing things I hadn't seen before, and I needed to heal that stuff and shed the shame. It comes with a lot of shame, and I think that's part of emotional scientist as well. That process is to release the shame that causes so much of our emotional struggle and ultimately impacts our point of attraction for the things that we want. And so, you know, you and me, we talk about frequency, we talk about vibration, we talk about manifestation, we talk about how do we become the person that attracts the things that we desire, and more importantly, how do we find who that is? It's not something outside of us, it's a remembrance. It's something we have to come back
Absolutely
to.
a remembrance.
So yeah. So that's the long version of what I guess emotional science is really is all about. And honestly, I've never even said it that way. So thank you. Thanks for asking.
Oh, you are so welcome. This is being recorded, so you can have this back.
I know. I'll have to go back and look. Yeah.
But one of the things that this is the thing that I love about it when we're getting together, and it's the energy. And when you are so in line and when you're so passionate about what you do, and then we get to serve people, and the 11 that are joining us for this AUTHORity Mastermind, the energy that we have created just on this call today, and being able to take that and just share that energy with those 11, and looking at our imposter syndrome in module 5, and looking at who are we to serve, who are we to write this book, who are we to create this social movement, and, you know, bring shine a light on the darkness, not just in the world, but, you know, in those parts of us that we have forgotten of who we were, and how then we can actually go, okay, I do have light in me, and yes, I do have darkness in me, but without that dark, we can't appreciate that beautiful light that shines from deep within. And you have got 4 words that you're going to share with us now. When you shared them with me, it was just like, oh, yes, that is exactly what this is about, because it is about, what's the first one, Jena? It is about
awareness.
It's about awareness. It's about awareness. It's about what is the awareness that I was put on this earth. I've had all of this success. I've got all of this influence. What am I aware of? What is it that, you know, when my friends and I sat there over dinner and we just like, rah, that thing that not a lot of people would know that the 11 know about or are passionate about, or it's only their inner circle people. And it's how can they use their success and their influence to bring awareness of who they truly are, but the awareness of the passion project, this social movement or this social issue that they want to bring justice to, and they want to bring a voice to the voiceless, or a cohesive voice to those who are lost in the vanilla of everything. And then you've got the social emotional science comes in, when it actually comes into the second word, which is
the worthiness.
Worthiness
is yes, that's a big one.
It is, because how many people undercharge for what they do? How many people go, am I a good enough mother? Am I a good enough leader? Am I a good enough, you know, who am I to lead this? And we're going to be working with them on actually harnessing and helping them see just how worthy they are. And we're going to help them, you know, not just bring their voice and their worth to this project, but look at where else they're looking at, where they're not worthy, or where they feel they're not worthy, whether that is in the family environment, whether that's within their friendship, whether that's the pricing. You know, are you pricing yourself way too low? You know, how are we going to help you increase your own self-worth in every single area?
100%.
And then when we've got the awareness and we've got the worthiness, there's this third word that we really love, because, you know, we love the 5D. We love 5D. We love this vibrational, because it brings about a
resonance. I feel like I'm on a game show.
I know, right? We should have a Brucey bonus. I actually had some natural sugar. It's called Masa Peruana, or however you pronounce it here. So this is what happens. Don't give me tartrazine, because I would be even worse than this.
Right. No, this is good. This is good. It's resonance, right? I think that's like you said, it's vibrational. It's a matter of like really connecting to the feeling that you have, and the rightness of what you're up to and what you're really doing, because you know who you are, and you know you're worthy of it. So that awareness, whether it's self or, you know, internal or external, But resonance, I think, is a big thing to land on, because I don't feel like people really put the value of it, you know, in its right place. So yeah, continue. Yes. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
well, for
resonance.
me, it's a resonance, because when we actually own our own resonance, we step into that and we go, you know what, I resonate with who I am now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And once
exactly.
we get that, it's for me, it's like one of those electromagnetic pulses that just go
Mm-hmm.
poof, out into the world, and then other people feel it.
Yes.
And then when they feel that, exactly that ripple, the resonance ripple. Oh, we should trademark that.
I like that.
We're going to.
That's ours.
That's ours. I'm
That's
actually going to
awesome.
write that down. The resonance ripple, very different to rum and raisin ripple, but still very good
Right.
nonetheless. Or raspberry ripple. But the thing is, once we've resonated and once we've got that and we've managed to embody all of that and we've grounded it,
Yeah.
then something beautiful happens. We've already said this word a couple of times, and it's not about knowing who we are. It is about
number 4, remembrance. The remembrance of who we always have been. It's returning to that. It's not something that we are the ones that disconnected from the remembrance, and it's the oneness and the source and the consciousness from all of, you know, it's like, that's the remembrance that I think is the beautiful part of returning to it. Not, it's not going outside of us to find it, but it's already within. So that's number 4.
Yeah, remembrance. Huge. It is, and it is about tapping into that divine and universal knowledge, and remembering who we are, remembering who we were, and remembering where we're going. And so that when we have remembered and we have gifted and we have stepped into who we are and who we were born to be and who we are soul contracted to be, what we then do is we create this beautiful legacy for people that go on, that will be remembered beyond our time. You know, I mean, when we look at movements such as, you know, if we're just looking at certain social movements, we all remember, you know, women such as Mary Curie. We know, you know, look at the legacy that she created. Look at, you know, C.J. Walker. Look at, you know, Nelson Mandela and Malcolm X and all of these great names, you know, and that's a legacy. Now, I just, for me, to know that my legacy will live on and the work I do will live on way beyond what I can imagine for all of time. This is one of the reasons why it was so important for me, not just to take people through this 7-step of leadership and social justice and cultural awareness and the egoic self, and then the branding, and then the media, and then taking them through the final 2 months. I call it the 8th month after you've done the 7 months of the modules. I call it the aftercare, aftershock aftercare, because we're in 7 months, right? 7 months we're going to be working really closely together, and you're going to have like your 7 modules. Each module, week 1, you're going to be diving deep into the workbook. Week 2, you're going to be spending 8 hours with me and my guests, one of which will be Jena, and they will be joining us throughout the 7 months. So you're not just going to meet Jena in month 5, you are going to meet her throughout the 7 months. You're then in week 3 going to be joining me for another 3 or 4 hours where we look at the questions and answers that you may have come up with. And you're going to be looking at what it is what we're doing. We're going to be doing the planning. We're going to be setting the goals. And then in week 4 is definitely diving deep into the implementation. So when you've considered that you've had 7 months of doing that, and you are going to have an 8th month where I'm actually taking care, we're reaching out, we're taking care of each other, we're looking at this the shock factor of everything that you've achieved, everything that you've learned, the transformation that you've been through, because then in preparing you for that final push in month 9, where your book that you have been writing over the 7 months, that book is going to go into the publishing schedule, the birthing process, and that 9th month your book would then go into the publication process. So there is 9 months in total. The 7 months is the masterminding, it is the developing, it is the creative process. And it's going to be so powerful, because once we publish the book at the end of the 9 months, that's 11 powerful books from 11 incredibly powerful people who became aware of who they were. They realized their own worthiness. Then they stepped into resonance and sent that out into the world, so that they and the people that they are helping and supporting can be remembered, and the legacy will live on longer than they will ever imagine. And the people that they will help, that resonance ripple. I love that.
Exactly. I love that.
Oh, that is so cool.
We're using that one.
We so are.
Yeah.
But what a great thing, and a creation that we've got here, and I have 22 years of my life work has come into this, and to work with yourself and Ricardo and Pete and Katrina and Janice and Robert, high level leaders all in your field, award winners, highest levels of industry. Such an honor, and we're all here to serve, and so we're looking forward to the 11 of you joining us. There are still some places left on the mastermind, so if you want to get involved, if you want to secure your place, then send me an email to hello@dawnbates.com, or go to dawnbates.com/authority masterminds, where you can actually find out more, book in a call with me to make sure that we're a fit. And if you have been able to handle this much energy between Jena and I, me naturally high on
bring it on
sugar, bring it on. We're ready for you. We're ready to serve you, and we're ready to serve with you. So thank you so much. Do you have any final words or questions that you'd like to ask Jena, or anything you would like to remind anybody of?
Excuse me, I second everything that you've said. Of course, you've laid out such an opportunity for a very, exclusive group of people that are really ready, I think. And it's interesting that, and I think when a opportunity is presented, and, the readiness for that opportunity is what needs to be, made, paid attention to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's like ultimately, if you're listening to this and this is resonating, right, with you, then listen to that inner voice, not the mind that says, oh, I can't, or I'm not worthy of that, or that's too much, or I don't have time, or all the ego tricks that play, right? That's what we talk about as well. And follow your intuition, follow that resonance, follow that moment that says, I want more of this. And I just say that because that's how quickly and why I said yes. I didn't even know what you were asking for. I was like, it's a yes. I resonate. I resonate. I know who you are. I know what we can create together, because we've created before. And so, it was a yes, because I have a hashtag that says gut and faith, right? And it's like, listen to your gut, and then follow with faith. And it's like, so being able to step into something that's bigger than you, only because you can't see you already belong, is the first step. And it's like, so if you see that you're ready for something more, and I love that you've wrapped the book, product and that finalization around this whole process, because creating that opportunity for legacy, creating that opportunity for the voice to be shared, and not to to sit quietly and idly by, as there's just such opportunity to speak up, right? And I love that you've brought that into this process. Like, that was just brilliant. And so anyway, I could say so much more. It's just that I think, you know, if there's just a spark of possibility that this is right for you, then I would jump into it. Clearly, there's not a lot of spaces in the mastermind, and I know you did that intentionally.
I did.
And we are going to dive deep with these people, and I can't wait to do so. Like, this is awesome. Yeah,
it is.
And you're brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we all are, but thank you.
You're welcome. I am. I am that I am, right?
I absolutely am. And that's the thing, I own that. And that's what I want people to take away from that they own who they are. They own their own brilliance. They own their own power, and they stand in it, and they stand in their truth, and they stand as a beacon for others that really need that. So thank you so much for spending time with Jena and myself this evening, this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I'm in Brazil. Jena is in America. We're a couple of 4 hours away from each other in this time frame, but it is what it is, and we just are. We just be, and you too can be that too. Right then,
join us.
Much love. Thank you so much for listening. Come join us, come play with us, come serve the world, and let's go and have some fun. Much love. Thank you for joining. Take care.
Thank you.